Welcome to the deep dive. We're diving into bluefishing today.
Oh, bluefishing, the art of making things happen.
Yes, by Steve Sims. We're going to pull out some insights.
Really interesting stuff, turning dreams into reality.
Exactly. So, who is Steve Sims?
He makes the impossible possible.
Like what?
Backstage with rock stars,
Yeah.
private dinners in museums, that kind of thing.
Wow. I read he started out in construction, though.
Right, not the typical path.
Not at all.
But he says that's where he learned his work ethic,
Brave.
more than any office job.
Makes sense. Tough jobs, important lessons, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for him, it was a turning point. He was working up high on a ladder one day.
Yeah.
He looks down and sees his whole family, father, uncles, cousins, all in construction.
Like a glimpse into his future.
Exactly. And he knew he had to break free. That night, he quit.
Wow. Just like that.
3 jobs, hustling, cake delivery, insurance sales, even a bouncer.
What a change. Then what?
Hong Kong. Broke, jobless, but ready for anything.
I bet.
Bouncer at a club called Neptune's One.
Neptune's one.
One night, this group of guys comes up, ready to party.
Uh-huh.
And Sims, he tells them, "Not tonight, fellas. It's dead in here. Go down the street."
He turned them away.
Sent them to a competitor. Figured they'd have a better time.
That's bold.
He was thinking differently. Knew if they had a bad time, they wouldn't come back to any club.
Right.
Smart. Put the customer first, even if it meant being unconventional.
So help others get what they want, and you'll get what you want.
Exactly. That's the foundation of Bluefish. Long-term thinking, building relationships.
Okay, but how did he go from bouncer to, orchestrating these amazing experiences?
Parties. Exclusive parties. Secret passwords, the whole bit.
Ooh, I bet that created buzz.
It did. People love that feeling of being in the know.
Absolutely.
That's how Bluefish was born. Unforgettable experiences, something unique.
So it's more than just parties, though, right?
Right. It's about the driving force. If there's no passion, there's no point.
That's powerful. I think a lot of people are searching for that passion.
Totally. It's a journey, finding it. But Sims has some guidance.
Like what?
Ask why 3 times. Helps clients figure out what they really want.
Go deeper than just surface desires.
A client wanted tickets to the Playboy Mansion.
Classic.
But through Ask Why, turns out his real passion was wine. Napa Valley.
So instead of the mansion,
A personalized wine tasting experience.
amazing. It shows how understanding someone's passion can lead to something much more meaningful.
Exactly. And that leads to another principle. Embrace the ugly.
Embrace the ugly. I mean, most people are trying for the opposite.
Right. But it's not about being sloppy. It's about being genuine. Let your personality come through.
So little things, personal touches, like a handwritten note instead of an email.
Exactly. Ever get a gift, not perfectly wrapped, but it felt really special.
Yeah, totally.
That's it. Those genuine touches stand out in a world of, mass production.
Makes those small businesses that have a unique feel so appealing too.
Exactly. They're not trying to be like everyone else. Makes me think of aluminum, actually.
Aluminum, like soda cans.
Yeah, I know, right? But it used to be precious, scarce, hard to get.
Really?
People wore it to fancy events. But once we figured out how to mass produce it, value gone.
So in a world of mass-produced everything, being unique is what's valuable.
Exactly. Embrace those imperfections. That's personal branding, too.
People struggle with that, I think, how to do it authentically.
Great question. Sims challenges that whole perfect image thing.
So it's more about being your true self.
Warts and all. He tells this story speaking to insurance executives.
Uh-oh, a tough crowd.
Totally different from his usual scene. He shows up in a suit, all uncomfortable.
Trying to fit in.
But it wasn't working. Ditches the speech, just starts talking. From the heart.
What'd he say?
Asks us, how many clients know you're here investing in your development?
Crickets, I bet.
Not one hand went up. Light bulb moment.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are spending time, money on being better,
Right.
but not telling anyone.
It's like show you're committed to growth, to your craft.
Exactly. Transparency, genuine value, change the whole room.
Being himself worked better than fitting in.
Authenticity wins. And that brings us back to saying no.
We talked about time management. How does it connect to personal branding?
When you've got a strong brand, you got to be selective.
Say yes to the right things.
Your values, your vision, your goals, decline the rest.
Protect your time, your energy, your reputation.
Exactly. Sims even says you can fire clients, fire friends, anyone draining you.
The circle audit?
Who energizes you, who drains you. Spend time with the right people.
Build a team that supports you.
And speaking of teams, there's delegation.
Oh man, delegation. Tough for us control freaks, but necessary.
Like an orchestra conductor, Sims says. Guiding the musicians, not playing every instrument.
Love that. Empower others, but maintain the overall vision.
He hired a chef to handle family meals. Realized cooking was taking him away from what mattered.
Business and family time.
Exactly. Delegation done right is a win-win. Free up your time, empower others.
So, tips for delegating.
What tasks are draining you? Find people you trust who can handle them well.
Clear expectations, support them, and then let go.
Exactly. Trust your team. Which leads to, this is great, actually giving a damn.
I love that. Genuine care in everything you do.
Not fake, but really taking the time to understand people. Connect.
Little things that show you've listened.
A hotelier in Rome helped Sims with a Vatican event, found out he loved Maroon 5, arranged a guitar signed by the band as a thank you.
Perfect example. Not about the cost, but the thoughtfulness.
Exactly. Those gestures build relationships, go beyond just transactions.
That's what makes bluefishing more than just getting what you want.
A way of life. Intentional, purposeful.
Welcome back. We've talked passion, authenticity, connections. But what about setbacks?
Happens to everyone, right? Roadblocks, rejections, even with the best mindset.
It's discouraging. How do you bounce back from those moments?
Sims says, don't count your losses. Focus on the possibilities, not the negative.
Easy to say, but how do you actually do that?
He tells this story. Early days selling insurance. Cold calls. Tons of them.
Ugh, cold call.
His boss made him track everything. Spreadsheet, time, outcome, appointment, all of it.
Sounds familiar.
Problem was, way more rejections than successes. Looking at that spreadsheet every day.
Filled with no's.
Demoralizing. So he
Right.
flipped it over.
Really?
Yeah. Blank page, potential for new connections, new conversations. Instead of dwelling,
Smart.
he even started doodling on the blank side. Little faces for each call.
I love that. Simple, but it works. Focus on the blank page, the possibilities.
Reframe those challenges. Don't let setbacks define you.
Powerful stuff. And it ties into everything we've talked about: passion, persistence, connection.
A way of life almost. Navigating the world with purpose.
Pushing boundaries, challenging the status quo, saying yes to the exciting stuff.
Building a team that supports you.
Bluefishing, it's about making things happen. Meaningful experiences, deep connections.
One last thought from Sims. If Earth was going to hit Mars tomorrow, what would you do, Endabo?
Whoa. Makes you think about what really matters, right?
That dream you're putting off. The project you're scared to start.
Embrace the bluefish mindset. Step out of that comfort zone.
Mega splash.
This was just a glimpse into bluefishing. If you want more, check out Steve Sims' book. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.